And we are live. There we go. Hello, hello. Let me start up the music for myself. Lower the sound just a little bit on my end. Here we go. There we go. Everything should be live and ready to go now. And, cool. So, YouTube's doing that thing again where like it's not actually showing me the amount of viewers. Like a few seconds ago it was showing me that there were some, now there isn't any. Maybe that's the case, maybe it isn't. Oh, we've gone back up. I have no idea. So hello, if anybody is currently here. Welcome back to the streams. And as you might be able to notice, we are not currently in the VR project anymore. So after the long pause, I was taking a think of what I should do on the way back. The VR project was fun, but there was quite a few little issues with it. First off, you know, I had to be able to have a VR headset, and in the new house, it would have been a pain, let's just say, to move everything over from one room to another throughout my day. So I wanted something that wouldn't be very VR heavy to work on. And also I had this game idea that I've been wanting to work on for the longest time. And I was like, you know, this might be the perfect time for it. So here we are. I started using software to kind of put together some of the game ideas of what I have in mind. As you can see, project name will be Lutin. It's kind of a puzzle stealth game, single player. I wanted it very themed around like Quebec folklore and like stories and myths and stuff from the province that I'm from. Setting, it says it's a small island village. We'll get back to that. It's not for right away. Kind of colonial era, and the focus is, of course, mischief and curiosity. Actually, a good idea, like a good thing to give you an idea of what the game is, or would look like a little bit, what it's inspired by, I guess, would be the Untitled game. So, you know, you're going around trying to cause mischief, find things, move things around, pester the villagers, and yeah, I did actually inspire myself quite a bit off of that with the setup of the game here. Let's just get rid of that one. So there's a whole bunch of, as you can see, maybe if it's even readable in the video. There's a whole bunch of like concepts and stuff that I want to work onto. Concept like the world should change when you do things. You got lutin, you got liab and stuff like that. We'll get back to that, and I'm going to continue fleshing this out. But for today, I decided what would be a good thing to do, would be a good thing to work on, is just starting on these, the very basic kind of player mechanics. It's always a good place to start, and then we can test some stuff and do some proper world building and kind of game mechanic building as we go. So the main player mechanics that we're going to have is movement, so you can essentially walk around. There's climbing. So I want, unlike the Untitled Goose game, I want to be able to have more of a 3D element to it. So you're not just walking around the ground all the time. You could be like going upstairs. You could be maybe climbing on boxes to get in new areas and so on and so forth. So I thought climbing would be an interesting thing on that. Not just have the puzzle elements on a 2D ground surface, but also be able to go on rooftops maybe and stuff like that. And of course, the third one is picking and dropping items. We want to cause mischief, so we want to mess with the villagers and so on and so forth. And of course, just these three very simple game mechanics can kind of come together in different ways. and you know, create complexity out of simplicity. Let's put it that way. So like, if you're holding an object that's too heavy for the tiny little lutin, he might be walking slower. He might not be able to climb onto things. If it's like he's carrying a big bucket in both hands, he won't be able to climb on a surface. However, if he's picking up like over here like a bar of soap, maybe he can climb on surfaces. Complicating some puzzles, yeah. Also, like misdirection, I want to be able to maybe attract villagers in different directions. I had this idea in my head, like, let me pop out my trusty paint tool. So I had this idea in my head, right, where by the way, I've changed screen. On my end it's 4K, so if you can't see the mouse as well, I'm sorry, that might be why. The mouse is much smaller now. So back to what I was saying. Let's say you have like, you know, a beam above the floor down here, and you have like maybe, you know, this is the exit you need to go to, and you have like a farmer man here, right? And you need to get to the exit, but he's blocking it. So you'd be able to climb up onto the beams of the barn, pick up an item, maybe drop it over here so the farmer sees it and he moves over here, and that frees you up to, you know, jump down, get out of the barn, stuff like that. I thought being able to use a little bit of misdirection might be nice, or maybe like, you know, interact with a music player, record, what you call that, record player, and get someone to move somewhere, or stuff like that. I think just these three things, we can use it in a lot of different ways. Alrighty. So let's get on to setting up some of this in kind of a test area, see what we can do with that. We'll start off with the obvious movement. Otherwise we're not getting very far. So let's go into here. I've popped open this new project, gave it a project name, gave it a plastic SCM kind of work zone, so we have some sort of version control going. And otherwise, this is like a basic 3D URP for project. Yeah, template is the word I was looking for. So there's already some stuff in our assets folder, but they're all related to Universal Render Pipeline. I'm going to use it down the line to make things look pretty. So there it is. Let's sample scene. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. Let's go ahead into tutorial info. I'm sorry, I just got distracted. Okay, URP is in there. There's a README file. Let me just quickly... I don't think this is important in any way, but I want to take a look first. Composing. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and just gonna poke a friend of mine, make sure he knows that stream has started. There we go. Okay, so what did our README file say? Yep. Your license has gotten stale and must be updated. I'm sorry. Okay, well that's good to know. All accounts. Alright, let's I know this is on the wrong screen. I can't really move anything around currently. I am using the community version of this, so I'm a little confused, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think the community version of Visual Studio had a license that could expire. Seems bizarre to me. Here, Microsoft, yep. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. This products, this license too. A license, yeah. Very interesting. Okay. So it told me that there's something, and then it just stayed open. Wonderful. Let's not worry about that. Here we go. Icon, title, blah, blah, blah. Scriptable object of a README. I just realized it's a scriptable object of a README. I'm sorry, what? Ah, Visual Studio install. Okay, we'll move that over there. Let that run in the background. And, oh, yeah, okay. It's doing stuff. Get away from Unity for like a month or two, and I have updates to do apparently. Wonderful. Right. What was I doing before I got distracted? I was going to create a new folder called scripts and go in and start creating something for us to have some control. Now, somewhere, and I do mean somewhere, might be in this drawer behind me. I'll look for it later. I should have an Xbox controller that I can use, but that can wait. There you go. Let's create a new C# script. This will be a player controller. Oh, thank you. Ask and an Xbox controller will appear. Okay, well, we'll get back to that. Though I think that'd be good. Instead of using the keyboard and mouse, actually having like a controller to move around stuff. I think that'll be fun. Okay. Yeah, so we created this and and we're downloading stuff for Visual Studio, so we can't open Visual Studio to do the coding. Okay. Yep. Yeah. That I should have realized. Let's go back into here for now. Let's look at this. We can do a little game design together, right? Let's see. Let's back up. Let's grab ourselves like Xbox controller image. Xbox controller. There we go. Image. Diagram isn't quite what I want. Buttons? I want aha. I know you guys can't see it, I'm sorry. Let me bring this over here. So I was looking for like a diagram that we can use to choose what things do what. I think this will work. Yeah, this is fine, right? Yeah. Okay, let's copy this image. No, I need to save that image. And is it saving at the right place? It is indeed. Okay, here we go. Put this back over here for a moment. And drag drop this in. This is currently in the canvas for player mechanics. I think we can leave this in here, right? Can we have it a little bit bigger though? Something like that. Okay. And then we can, oops, here we go. We can go ahead, add a card to like control things just a little bit. So let's have like, character movement. And we'll have this on 3. So 3 is character movement. We can have, let me hold the controller, maybe that'll help. I want to be able to like climb with the A button and pick and drop stuff with the B button. I think that'll be good. We'll start with this. So A, climb, and B, pick up / draw. There we go. Now move this right over here. Alrighty. Let's pop this open. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. It seems to have placed itself on a third screen that I don't have. How did I do that? I'm going to assume it just works. Definitely a safe thing to do. All right. It is loading. It is loading. Okay. Here we go. It's loading. It's not crashing. I'm not getting any messages saying I'm missing anything. So I'm going to say that we are good. Now, here's a question. Is there like a smart way to make a basic player controller? There is a there is something called a character controller. Surprisingly, I've never actually used one. But I know it exists and I've seen it used. Or maybe we used it in the VR stuff? I can't remember now. Manual controller component reference. Alright. We'll leave this here for now. I'm just gonna take a look at this character controller thing before I get too far in. Nerd. Hello, Etienne. Nice to see you. I'm cooking, so I'm not be 100% here. That's fine. What are you cooking? Something for the Doge? There we go. I was doing something and then I lost track of what I was doing. Okay. Rendering, volume, UI toolkit, UI, video, audio, light, effects, 3D object. Let's just have like a really basic capsule right now. Bring this back to the inspector. Bring this, thank you. And just go ahead and reset everything so it's smack dab in the middle. We're going to create an empty object and we're going to create this, we're going to call this rather, player. I don't want to call it controller, player. Let's just call it player. And make sure that's set to 000. We'll take the capsule. I'll just leave it as a capsule for now, and we're going to move this up by, I think, 0.5. I forget now how it works in Unity. It's been a little while since I've had to mess around with this. Here we go. So the 0.5 isn't right. Let's go 1. 1 looks correct. Let's get out of this mode here. Center on it. There we go. Chorizo pizza with chipotle pepper left over. Very cool. Very cool. Rendering command buffer invalid pass index 3 drawfish. I want to be clear. This is a empty project, a brand new project with a single capsule on it. Unity never change. Never change. All right. So character controller. Slope limit, slope offset, skin width. And is there like tooltips? Yes, but they're basically useless. Move distance, minimum move distance. Okay, center, radius, height. Alrighty. Here we go. So, I don't know if you saw that, but if I remove this capsule collider, it's actually, with the character controller, there's actually something that comes with it. I just remembered when the last time I used a character controller was. It's when I was doing nav mesh stuff. So when you have a character and you want it to walk around on the ground, you use this. And I haven't really used it since then. Radius 5, okay, well, let's just leave everything here. I just want to double check. Is this actually what I want to use, or should I just make everything by default? Let's see. Okay. Everything I'm seeing are like videos, which usually I'd be thrilled about, but I'd rather not just have a video. Ah, here we go. Read the manual. Here we go. So, character controller component reference. Character controller is mainly used for third person or first person player controllers. We're going to do something that's essentially third person, so this is perfect. That does not make use of rigid body physics. Oh, okay. So if we wanted something that would use rigid body physics, we would not be using character controller. Ruiz, says the Ada. Okay. So does that mean, let's just test this out real quick. If I was to leave this here and press on play, does that mean that it would just float in the air? Yes. Okay. Huh. What do you think, Ada? Ada's unconvinced about this too. So if we want, let me bring out my amazing diagram once more. If we wanted a character that would be able to like go up on things, climb onto beams, misdirect the farmers and then jump off and do other things, I'm not sure the character controller is actually the way to go, because we would not have like physics on the character. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove that and do it by hand. Bring that back. We don't need a character controller on it. Let's see, we've got meshes, we've got capsule collider on this. We're gonna go ahead over here. Gonna move the keyboard so Ada can sit down while we do things. Oops, I just hit the mic, I'm sorry. And we are going to write rigid body, not 2D. We do want a 3D rigid body. Okay, collection detection discrete. Might get back to that. It's not kinematic. We do want to use gravity, and now if we give it a little save and give it a little play, it should just fall into nowhere. There we go, it's gone. Perfect. That's what we like to see. Okay. Okay, so now, ages ago, let me just pull something up. Ages ago, I had worked on a little morning game. In which I was essentially working on this, a very early implementation of it. Let's see. I'm just scrolling to get my hand on it. Here we go. Oh my god, there's music. Okay. Yeah. So I had this thing in which I had my little character and he was running around and he was able to do some form of, climbing. The thing I didn't like about this when I was doing it the first time, first off, I had no real plan other than I wanted something to be able to run and climb and stuff, and it kind of worked. But two is that I could jump, and jumping is like, it makes everything so much more complicated when you're designing stuff because you can jump into weird areas and have access to things that you're not supposed to. Secondly, the climbing also was more difficult because of that. I had a second one. Here we go. With like a farmer, I had kind of a thing. We're gonna have to recreate something like this down the line. Yeah, so yeah, I was able to like sneak around and have I can't remember. Ah, there we go. The farmer kind of spotted him and he started moving to see him. So yeah, I had this like detection thing going, and you see the farmer runs all the way over to him. Very cool. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to have jumping, but we do want to have climbing. So we're going to have our player, and he's going to have a rigid body so he can fall, because I do want him to be able to fall. And now we're just going to go ahead back to our scripts that I was initially creating for it, and drag drop this on and start implementing some sort of control for the player. And I kind of wish there was a simple, maybe I could cannibalize the controls from there. Nah. Let's do it the stupid way. Code it by hand. Here we go. Now, there is an input system. That's a legacy, one that's I'm used to. And then there's the new one. So let's see what we actually have access to in here. Let's see. Text Mesh Pro, Plastic SCM, Asset Store, Collaborate, Jobs, Components. Okay. We're going to do it with the legacy input manager. It's going to give me an error and then I'll be able to find what I'm looking for. So let's just say if, because I remember how to use this, I think, input dot any key is held down. Yep, that's what I want. No, not any key, I'm sorry. Key, any key, what is it called? Get key down. Is that returns true during the frame the user starts pressing. Okay, get key. Okay. And then key code up. You know what? Let's use W. Yeah, W. Okay. Oops, I forgot my bracket. There we go. Okay, so this does actually seem to work right now. Let's just give it a little save. I'm going to go ahead and put in, I don't know, just debug message. Debug.log error is fine. And the error shall be Bob. So, does this still work, or do I have to set it up for the new input system? I have no idea. I'm gonna press on play. There we go. This does not bode well. This does not bode well for the project. It's taking 30 seconds to assemble the code. in something that literally has nothing in it. I think it's just bugged. I am currently on 2021.3.2 F1, and I remember this being an issue when I was doing the VR project, so maybe this wasn't actually an issue with the project that we were on, but like just an issue with this version of Unity. All right, let's give it a Control-Alt-Delete. Unity editor, not responding, yeah. And task. I know, buddy. I know. Unity hub. I think I'll try to do something about that. So instead of using this version of Unity after, not right now, but afterwards, I'm going to try to download the newer version and see if that helps. Here we go. And yeah, this is reloaded. This is once more present. And now if we click on play, does it still crash? No, it does not. The thing appears, it falls. If I go to console and I hold down W, ooh, look at this. Nothing happens. Okay. That would be because I don't have, I see. I don't have the script as a component on the player. So let's put that on the player. Give it a little save. Give it a little play. Yeah. Now if I hold down W, Bob appears. Okay. Good. So we can still use the legacy setup, and I'm just more familiar with it, so I think I will use it. Though I say that, I am searching for my stuff quite a bit here. Let's see. Scene game inspector project. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Okay, assets. What am I looking for? I'm looking for project settings. There we go. Can move this over here, I think, and we can go into player. Well, let me see. No, this isn't what I want. Okay. Input manager. I think that's what I want. Input manager. This is where you can configure the controls to use with the Unity engine.input API. Consider using the new input system package instead. Yeah, it wants us to use the new system package. Right now, we're just going to use this because, like I said, I'm more used to it. So I should be able to get axis and then vertical and horizontal. And then in here, by default, as you can see, they're already set up for that. Let me just close that for a second. And if I go over here, let's see, joystick axis, y-axis. Okay, so it's already set up for us. And that's what we want to do. So let's have this. And hello to people that have just joined. I've just seen in Unity, well, YouTube graph. It peaked all of a sudden. Okay, so get key is not what we want. We're gonna go with get access. There we go. And how does this work? It uses a string name. Let's have, is it called vertical? I think it's called vertical. Vertical with an A. I always wonder about that. Vertical with an A. Okay, and let's see, get access string cannot turn a float into a bool. Okay. So if this does not equal 0, now we have a bool, and we're going to, I suppose, move the character. Let's do that. We should also, you know what? Let's give it a little save. let's give it a little save. Let's also give it a little floor. I think that'd be nice. Plain, boop. We got a floor. Perfect. Now if we press play, it doesn't fall, and if I press upwards with the W, Bob appears. Or I press downwards, Bob appears even more. You know what? Let's give it a test now. I have the controller right here. So I'm going to make some noise as I'm slowly trying to unravel it. Maybe move it over here so I don't pass over the cable. Here we go. Oh, okay. Is that an Amber Alert? Yep, Amber Alert. There we go. So it is now plugged in, and up and down isn't currently working, but that might not be. Controller set up and ready to go. Okay, let's give it a stop. Give it one of these, and okay. It's gonna need a little bit more work than I was hoping. I was hoping it would just work. I'm gonna be honest, I was really hoping it would just work. Key, mouse button, mouse movements, joystick axis. From all joysticks. Maybe it doesn't qualify as a joystick? Okay. We'll come back to that. But up and down, oh, here does work. Oh, I see. Of course. I didn't have the game selected, but with the joystick now, you see it does go up when I'm pressing up and down. There we go. That's all I needed. I remembered it was working out of the box, and it does. Okay, so we are going to... I remember trying to just moving to translation, it being a really bad idea. We're going to take a look at how to move it. Okay, so we want to move, let's say, the rigid body of this object. So we're going to go over here, give ourselves a little space, serialize fields. I just want to add a tooltip, right? Make it nice and clean. Serialize field tooltip, and this is going to be for the rigid body of the player. So the player's rigid body component. To allow for movement. Perfect. That's enough of a description. We're going to want a private rigid body. And let's call it... Let's just call it rigid body. Yeah. Give it an underscore rigid body. I think that's a good name, because it's private. I think that was the naming convention, if I remember right. Okay, so underscore rigid body over here is going to be moving in a horizontal axis. So let's see what we have access to. Move position, move mode rotation. Moves the kinematic rigid body towards the position. Let's try that. I feel like there's probably a better way of doing it, but let's try it. So let's remember X, Y, and Z. How does that work in Unity? We have X, Y. So this is the front. Sorry, Z. Z is the front. Y is up and down. X is left and right. So we want, when moving forward, for it to go in the forward direction. Okay. Let's do that. So forward, vector through forward, new. We want transform forward. So it goes in the forward of this character at all times. Cool. Rigid body move position towards that. Let's... We're going to rework this. Because right now it's like if you go in either forward or backwards, it's going to move forward. I just want to see if it's doing what I expect it to. And then we'll come back and fix that. Can I have this as a bit of a split screen sort of situation like this? Maybe move this here, move game over here so we can see, but we can also see. Aha, the rigid body hasn't been put. Yes, of course. We could like say that it has to have a rigid body to work and just automatically put it on. That might be a better idea. But I do like having these fields. Oh, did you see that? Okay. It did move. It moved all at once. And then it fell over. And then it fell through the ground. Move is not what we're using. Okay, this is why we're testing. Wonderful. Move position, no. Add force. I'm thinking add force is actually how you're supposed to use this. Adds a force to the rigid body. Add relative force. Adds a force to the rigid body. Add torque. Angular drag. Broadcast message. Central mass. Let's see if there's something else we could use. Because I remember using add force and it... Let's say it wasn't the best. I ended up like using some variation of move position. Oh. I could give it velocity. Would velocity skip the actual rigid body collision movements? I have no idea. Okay, let's do that. And instead of doing an if statement, what we're going to do is we're going to create ourselves, let's just create ourselves a private vector. Just a quick vector 3, just so it's clear for me, even if it doesn't make the most sense. Input vector, and of course stick to the naming convention that I started with. Input vector, and we're going to do equals vector 3.0. Start it off not moving. So equals new vector 3, and then in there the x position we had decided was like left and right. Positive x is actually right, so x we want it to be get input axis horizontal. Then 0 for vertical, and vertical for the other one, horizontal, like that. And then we could get rid of all this. Give it a little save. Let's just give it a test. Let's see what it gives us. It should be really clunky, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's give it a play. And oh, that is not working at all. So velocity, actually changing the velocity is not doing much of anything. Interesting. Yeah, look at this. It doesn't change at all. Okay. Let's take another look here. So input vector equals that. Of course not. We didn't actually set the... Okay, I see what I did here. Rigid body dot velocity equals input Put vector. Here we go, like that. Oops. Here we go, like that. Hello, Ada. No, she jumped over. Pushing everything as she went. Alrighty, so... Oh. Okay. Well, we got something, but as we can see, this thing could just fall over. So, constraints. Sent you a picture of my piece. Oh, shoot. Okay. Gotta see that. Let me see. See this pizza. Oh. I can't keep this to myself. Here you go. Here you go, chat. The pizza. Amazing. I like it. Yeah, it has the big slices. It has the cheese. And you said this was like, what is the sauce? Adobo sauce? I don't know what that is, but it looks good. Is that tomato based? Adobo sauce? Let's just close this. Had this window still open. Here we go. Bring this back. Yeah, my pizza is famous now. Yeah. Okay, I was doing this. Freeze position. Freeze rotation, freeze position. I guess rotation is what we want to freeze here. Okay, let's give it a play. It's a mix of tomato paste and chipotle and adobo sauce. Oh, okay. Well, it looks good, but I can't have it. No idea. It's all in the one can. Okay. All right, and using velocity kind of works. It also works with my controller. There's a few things wrong with it, as you can see. Like, I am moving in the right direction, but I'm not pointing in the right direction. So we're going to change that a little bit. Oops. Let's open that up. It's good and smoky and spicy. Cool. Very cool. I just clicked on something I didn't want to. Yeah, Prui? It is giving us the Pruis of the evening. Yeah. Need to wait that. Whoa. You're too early for supper though. Yeah, you're 10 minutes early. Oh, you're licking my arm. Maybe that'll convince me to give you food early. I don't think so though. Now you're rubbing on the mic. That might do it though. Oh, you're so cute. All right, so what we want to do is horizontal. We don't actually want to do that. We don't actually want it to move. I'm having trouble explaining myself. So right now, forward, backwards, no problem, right? That's what we want. However, left and right, we don't actually want it to physically move. We want him to turn. The idea is that, like, he's always moving forward in some way, and he's turning towards whatever. So what I'm thinking is, let me pop open a new paint screen. So what I'm thinking is we want to have our capsule here, little capsule bonhomme, and he is going to be pointing in this direction. And we want him to, when we have our controller out, and we're like, I guess I need a second circle for the controller. We have our controller, and we're moving in forward direction. We want him to go forward. However, if we're moving in this direction, what we want to do is we want him to turn his nose towards this direction and then walk straight. Which I was gonna say, which as I'm thinking about it means that it's essentially what we're doing, we just have him rotate towards where he's moving. Okay. Let's try something. Let's just have it so that the horizontal direction of the joystick rotates him in one direction or another, and the forward and backward just make him move in the direction that he's currently pointing. Let's do it that way. Let's see. So input filter, that one is going to be 0. And this is going to be 0 times, or that number times, give me a second. I want him to move towards the front, so velocity equals, let's do it one at a time. Let's have the input vertical times transform dot all the alarms there, right? We're just going to ignore this for now. We'll come back to it. Okay, so if I come back to this and I click on play now, he should be going just forward and backwards. Perfect. Forward, backwards, nothing else. And if I rotate him, he should be going forward, backwards in the new direction. That's what I want. Perfect. Now we want the horizontal axis to be able to turn him. So let's see what kind of things I have with the rigid body. Rigid body, mass, move, position. Position is kinematic. Add force, torque, angular drag, angular velocity. I'm sorry, the angular velocity measured in radians per seconds. Collision, compare tags, constraints, freeze rotation. I may just set the rotation. Move rotation. Rotates the rigid body to rotation. Okay. Quaternion rotation. Wake up velocity, use gravity. Transform dot rotation. And what kind of rotation do we want? We want a Y rotation. Okay. Equals new vector 3. X is 0. Y is something, and then Z is 0. So this is what we want to change. Essentially, I just wanted to turn to the right and turn to the left. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this tonight. Let's see. Speed, time, I see, yes. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing wrong. Huh. Okay, I got a little bit of code here, but I don't think it's correct. Let's give it a try though. Speed, let's have it at 10. Let's just have it at 10. Give it a save and see what that gives us. Here we go. So, oh, well, I'll be. Look at this. It is actually correct. Huh. Alrighty. Let's make that 100 then. Just 10 times faster. Give it a play. Yeah, look at this. Okay. Got him moving around. It's a little awkward though.
It's super slow.
And super slow, yes. But it is basically what we want. Alright. Let's go back over to here for a moment. And I created this and I'm not using it. So let's just leave it there for now. Pretend it doesn't exist. Serialize field. Add a tooltip. Yeah. Is it almost time? It's 3 minutes, Ada. Yeah, probably. Speed at which... So that's how you spell which? Sure. Speed at which character turns. Let's have this as a private float. Turn speed, and then we'll create another one for like movement speed, right? Speed at which character moves forwards / backwards. I have a feeling we're going to change this because I have a feeling it's going to be super clunky. Move speed. There we go. Okay, so move speed is going to be added here times move speed, and turn speed is going to be added here. Turn speed, let's start it off with 100 because it seemed to be working well. Move speed, start it off at like 3. Sure, why not? Why not? Here we go. Now we have access to this. Turn speed 100. Move speed 3. There we go. And we can move forward, we can turn. There we go. There we go. We have access to stuff. Now, what I want to test before I get any further, if I create a cube, let's just bring this back to the top, bring cube, I stick it out here, and make it a little bit bigger maybe, something like that. I can make another cube, put it over here. Oh. No, you're not eating a no plant.
It's her food time.
It is her food time. It is her food time. Okay, let's create this here and give it a play. I want to know
Come on, Ada.
if I bump into stuff, it is stopping me. Okay. So messing with the velocity and giving a set velocity actually does work. You can walk and then bump into and such. Okay. Good. Alrighty. So our main camera, we are going to put it on the player now. The reason being that I want to be able to actually see in game what we're doing at any given moment. Just something like that, right? Okay. And now we're going to turn, and as you can see, we now know exactly where we're walking. We could bump into stuff. We can move around. We can go over here, bump into that. Very exciting gameplay so far. Game of the year right here.
Wow. How the standards have dropped.
Vero does not agree. All right, so we've got to start. Let's, you know what? Look at this. I can do it with my controller. And it is indeed quite clunky.
Watch out, Tears of the Kingdom.
Watch out, Tears of the Kingdom. Okay. It's not actually as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a real pain in the butt. But having this like over the shoulder camera is actually not too bad. But I don't think that's what we want for this game. The problem with this view and just kind of having the camera fall behind you is that we don't have a good sense of everything that's around. We just kind of see what the character sees, which is, you know, it's nice in its own right, but it's not quite the vibe we want here. So let's take the camera off the player for a moment. Have another think about this. I do want the camera to like follow the player. I just don't want it to turn with the player. To have a little bit more of a top-down look at it is what I'm thinking. Something like this, right? So like you have your little lutin, he's running around and you can kind of tell what's happening around him, but you're not seeing out of his eyes. You're just kind of having this top-down look. So we want the camera to follow our little lutin around. So what we're going to do is create a new script over here. C# script. Let's call it cam follow, for lack of a better word. And thank you, Visual Studio. I had forgotten you did that. It opens the moment you create a script, but it doesn't actually open the script you've created. Here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a serialized field over here. We'd add the tooltip. We'll start with the tooltips tonight. There we go. And in this tooltip, we're just going to say the point to follow. Cool. I don't know why point is capitalized either. Here we go. The point to follow. And we're going to have this as a private transform. And let's just call it follow point. Follow. Here we go. And all it's going to do is literally just follow that point around without rotating. Maybe we're going to have other controls to rotate the camera. I haven't decided, but we just wanted to follow it around. So we're going to have the follow point. We're going to have the transform follow the follow point. So transform dot position equals follow point. Now doing this, dot position. Now doing this like this is going to make it literally place it on the follow point, which is not what we want. What we want is have an offset. So we're going to finish that thought and write down offset. vector3 underscore offset. And I don't want to have to write it in the inspector. So what I'm going to do is just at the start, I'm going to grab the initial position compared to that, and I'm just going to put that as the offset. So this is the camera. So camera transform dot position. The position of this minus the position of the follow point. And that should be what we're doing here. So offset equals that. And this plus offset. Let's try that. Let's try that. And if I get it wrong, well, we can fix it. Cam follow, drag this over here. Our follow point will be the player. And if I click on play, does it stay where it is or does it move somewhere else? It seems to stay where it is. There we go. Oh, okay. So setting the velocity is causing this issue, but our camera is working. Okay, there's a few things we need to fix here. First off, capsule. We're going to add something onto you so we have an idea of where you're pointing at any given moment. Call it nose. Let's have this to be 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and just go down here. Oh, the 0.1 is too small. Actually, put it 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. There we go. I want it sticking out so I can see it. There we go. Move that up. Here we go. Perfect. So thing number one, right? There we go. We now have a capsule. It's moving around. We know which direction it's going in. The only issue that we've noticed, the initial issue we thought we were going to have, like bumping into objects, not an issue, surprisingly. The issue we are having though is this. So it's constantly setting its velocity to 0 for Y, which makes it not fall, which is not the best. So we're going to shelve the camera follow for now. We're going to come back here and have another little try on this. So I'm using velocity right now. Force, add relative force, add explosive force, adds a force to the rigid object, adds a force to the rigid object relative to its coordinate system. I don't have a lot of experience using force in Unity. Let's see, what do I have access to? A force, which is like the vector 3, that's okay. In world coordinates, oh. Okay, so relative force is relative to the body then? Add relative force. Adds a force to the rigid body relative to its coordinate system. I think that's what that means. Okay. Right, so I have access to force. Force mode, okay. So I can do this. This just adds a force. Let's give it a test. Let's see what it actually does. I think that's not what we want though. It's either going to go faster and faster, which I'm worried about, which is the case, but it is falling. So we've got that going for us. It's essentially adding a force over and over and over. Force mode. Let's see what we have here. Force mode. Acceleration. Impulse. Velocity change. Adds an instant velocity change to the rigid body, ignoring its mass. Oh, So that's closer to what we were doing then. Except we are adding this force as an instant velocity force. That might actually be what we want. I'm gonna increase the size of our little plane here to give us something to work with. There we go. And see what it gives us. Whoa! Okay, I don't know if you notice, velocity gone absolutely crazy. Okay. So it is over and over and over and over just adding a force, which is not what we want.
I fed you. What do you want now?
Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to the velocity we were using. Because it was working. It's just that it was overriding, you know, y, which is not what we want. So x, y, and z. Input vertical times transform forwards times move speed what we could do is continue using that and just have it skip the part where it's doing y. I think that might be a good idea. All right, so rigid body velocity equals that. Let's have a float init rev y equals underscore rigid body velocity y, and then we're going to do equals that. We're definitely going to be playing around with this a lot. Maybe it was a better idea to just cannibalize our other script. Oh well, live and learn. Okay, so velocity equals that. Now can I do underscore rigid body velocity dot y and set that equals prev y? It doesn't like that. Okay. In that case, what we're going to have to do is this equals and new vector 3, which probably isn't the best doing it in an update for the garbage collector, but it's fine. Let's not worry about that. And we're going to do the rigid body velocity for x and z, and we're going to continue using that, and y we're just going to put it back to the previous. So dot x, then prev y, and then this dot z. There we go. That should skip our issue that we were having where it wasn't falling very fast. There we go. Bring that down to like 2 maybe. 2, 2. Here we go. Give it a save, and are we back to what we had before? It looks like we have proper movement speeds here. And because we're using velocity, there's actually a bit of a slowdown, which is nice. Now if I drop off the face of the earth, yeah, we have proper we have proper falling speed. Cool. Good. So we have a very basic movement system going. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit more in regards to like what is in this world. we go. We got these. Let's put ourselves another box, maybe over here. Make like a little bit of a parkour sort of situation. Cube, can move this over here. Y is gonna be 1. No, you know what? 0.2. Let's have Z be like 1, and this can be 6. Sure. Oops. And we're going to lift that to be right up here. 6. No, this can be 7. Stick it into both, and we're going to have this little catwalk thing with a little bump here, but that's fine. And we're going to move this over here. Move that down to be 3. And give it a rotate. Here we go. Something like that, I think. A little longer, actually, for... Okay, longer still. Let's have that 6. Okay. 5. Here we go. It's sticking into the ground. It's going there. Can bring it over here, I guess. Let's see if we can like go on that little walk. See if this is working for us. There we go. Oh, we are able to like go up a little bit. And as we can see, we can actually climb and walk on here. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So we have the basics going here. We have a little bit of control. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this over. I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to make it a lot bigger. A lot bigger. And I want to play around with what happens if you lose sight of the character. Because right now, we see the character, but if I go like, because the camera is stuck here, we can go over here and just completely lose sight of the character, right? I'm not sure I want that. Now there's a few things that we could do. One is like literally leave the camera there, but have some sort of shader on the thing that I'm trying to not have block, to kind of cut away at it so we can see that. The other one, and this is something I saw while working on the Unreal Engine, and I thought it was kind of nifty. Let's go over here. Cam follow. What we're going to do is we're going to have create a raycast from the player all the way to the camera, and if it hits something that is not the player, it's going to take that point and move the camera there. So if we go behind an object, it like moves the camera so that we can see it. Let's have an on. Oof, oh no, I made a space. I shouldn't have made a space. On draw gizmos. You know what? On draw gizmos selected. There we go. And we're gonna have a line. So draw. How does this work? Gizmo. Draw line. There it is. And it's a start and end from 2. Perfect. So we're going to start at player controller, which is follow point. And we're going to have it go all the way to transform.position. Same here, I'm sorry, dot position. Perfect. And we're going to also make that red if possible. Oh no, that's not how you do it. You go over here, you write gizmo and color. Yeah, equals red. You know what? Let's color it green for now. So there should be a line between that point and there. So if we go over here and we select the camera, which we do, we should see a line. There we go. And as we can see, the current line is actually from our character's butt up to this camera. So if we just click on play right now, there shouldn't be any change. We can go ahead and move here and hide behind that. And you see this line is intersecting this here. This is what we want to not have. So let's have a little raycast, right? Just a little raycast. Raycast. Let's call it hit. I think that's essentially the convention here. And physics. Is that how you do raycasts? It's been a little while. Raycast, yes. Origin. So once again, follow point position. Then we have, it's changed. Okay, ray. Okay, origin, direction. Oh, direction, max distance. Origin, do I not have a destination? I guess it would still work. So transform dot position and then hit. Cannot turn hit into float. Okay. Layer mask. Max distance. Okay. Out. I see. I need to write out. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. So out hit, and then we have hit dot a point. Impact point in the world. There we go. Perfect. So that gives us a position. Okay, so we're gonna have like if hit. Can I not do that? You can't turn that into a bool. Hit. Does not equal null. I can't do that. Okay. Okay, what do I have access to in hit? Normal point. Transform to string, collider, distance. Collider equals get type, light map coordination, normal. Okay, so how do you detect if something has hit? Okay, raycast, hit, check, unity, dot collider. The collider that was hit. Aha. Collider. If hit collider. There we go. And if there isn't one, then we don't have one. Okay, so if we've hit something, we're going to do Doot. Put this here. This is going to be red. And this is going to be the end position. And else we're going to do this. It's going to be green. Oops. Okay. We need to do this again. Here. Put this to green. And this is going to be transformed out position. Here we go. Okay, give it a little save, come back here. Everything is green. We're not hitting anything apparently. Which I'm kind of surprised by, but let's do a little test. So if I take this guy and put him behind, see, that's what I thought. Put him behind here. Yeah. What's probably happening is it's hitting the collider for the actual dude. Okay. We're gonna have to have like an exception for this raycast. Out. Quarry trigger layer mask. That's what we want here. Layer mask. Which one is default? And then we're gonna have this be tagged as a player. Yeah. I'm sorry. That was a tag. Untagged. Yeah. Layer default. Let's add a layer and this can be like player. That's layer 6. Player. Give it a little save. Come over here. Select player. Yes for all the children. There we go. And now if we go back in here, we will be able to max distance ray. No. Ray. Origin direction max distance layer mask. Aha. Out hit info and then max distance. Okay. Hit info. Okay. Origin direction. Perfect. Max distance. Then layer mask. Still no hit. Hit info, max distance, and then layer mask. Okay. For max distance, let's have vector distance. So the distance between A and B. Let's have essentially, that's essentially the offset, but I can't do this. So let's have this here as the first part and this here as the second part. And then finally I have the layer mask for six, I guess. Origin here, direction there, hit info, hit, max distance, that, and then layer mask 6. That is incorrect. I just realized 6 is literally what we don't want it to look at. This is 6, right? This is 6. Yeah, so default is 0. Let's have it at 0. Now let's see if this works. Here we go. Go back over here. We have a green line. Good. Now if I go over here, we still have a green line. That is not good. Okay. So this is default, which is 0. Let me just add layer quickly. Bulletin layer default. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Not a big fan of raycast, as you can see. Let's see. So, what is not happening as it should be? Layer mask. Okay, let's create a ray. Let's go here, create a ray. This is going to be, let's call it ray, sure. It's created but never used, and then we're gonna have ray dot origin equals position. Actually, can I just do this? No. Okay. Origin, we're going to do this. Copy this, put that there. And then ray dot direction. Why can't I do this? Oh, I see. Equals new ray. And you can actually put something in there. Origin direction, of course you can. Of course you can. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Take all of this. There we go. Bloop. And then we can do like, let's start this over, I think. Raycast ray. Max distance, let's just put a number, 10. Layer mask 0. Query trigger. What is this? Yeah. Collide. Queries always report trigger hits. Okay. What are my options here? I have that reports all trigger hits. Never reports or use global physics queries. Okay, sure. Huh. Okay, what other options do I have here? So ray out hit. Okay. Max distance out hit. 10 out hit. Ray max distance. Hit. I can do that like that. So maybe the ray can take other things. Let me see. Ray dot directions equals get point. Returns a point at distance unit of the ray. Get type origin. No, you can't. Okay, so from there to there, hit, and then can I have some sort of layer mask? No. Alright, let's pop it open in another. Unity raycast. I just want to see them all at once because this is getting painful. Let's see. I should origin direction, max distance, layer mask, core. Oh, okay. Okay, let's just do that. Out. You may optionally provide layer mask to filter out any colors that aren't interested in generating collisions with. Okay. He is here and using that. So that one, out hit, and then layer mask. Okay. Math F infinity. Interesting. Otherwise, we can do this. So raycast out hit, max distance, layer mask. Okay. What other things do we have? Okay. Let's go back to this. So we have origin, direction, out, hit, distance, and then layer mask. Okay. Let's bring that back. Forget the ray. Right, so origin, destination, hit, distance, and then this. Let's actually just check if the distance was the issue by having mathf infinity there. There we go. And see if it bumps into anything collider of default type. Give it a play. See, it's not detecting this. What is this? It's default. It's untagged. Okay. Okay. Let's go over here. Oh, my music just died on me. Let's pop this open. Yes, YouTube, I'm still watching. Fantastic. Alright, so let's go over here and let's try to private layer mask. Is this not what I think it is? And we're going to call this layer mask underscore serialized field. Just like that. Now if I come back here and I select my main camera, I have a layer mask here. Aha! So maybe nothing was the default. Okay. And we're going to grab this, and instead of an int, we're going to do that. That should work. Looks fine to me. And now, if I click on play and go and hide myself behind that box, are we closer to making it work? Yes! Look at this. The line goes here and it ends here. Right? Right? Okay. So let us use that now. Take this. And I'm thinking that this doesn't actually work. If it's not... Oh no, I'm wrong. I was going to say this doesn't actually work outside of gameplay, but that's not true. Okay, so... what I'm going to do is take this and create a private raycast hit, and we're going to be referring to that completely outside of this. This is currently only happening on Trogismo selected. Let me check if there's a way to check if we're not currently in game. Actually, before that, private void. Let's have it do a check. You know what? Let's make this a bool and have it do a raycast check. So raycast check, or check raycast, check intercept. raycast. Let's just do it that way. Here we go. And return false. Right, so if this return true, otherwise return false. So it's going to do the check for us. It's going to poop out our hit. And we're going to be able to use it. Now on update, we're going to do this here, and we're going to check if we can have a Unity in editor play mode. Let's see. No. Application is playing. There we go. So here, if application is playing is false, we're going to do this check. Otherwise, we're not going to do the check. There we go. We could also use that here. But I kind of wanted to do this anyway, even if we are playing. Okay, let's just leave it like that for now and not think about it too hard. Do all that. Right. If raycast, check raycast. So if it is collision, raycast collision. That's just a stupid name, but let's just go with that. If collision, there we go. Okay. So if there is a collision, we're going to do one thing, and otherwise we're going to do this. Okay. Transform position is going to be equals the actual hit position. So hit dot point, I think it was called point. Let's try that. Give it a save. Let's do that like that. And I'm pretty sure this is stupidly messy, but let's just do a quick play and see if the idea works at the very least. So the idea is if, you know, if we're like this normally, it's absolutely fine. But if we go hide behind something, oh, you see it hasn't moved. Do we have an error? We do not have an error. I was expecting this camera to move down there. So what did I write? What did I write? If this returns true, which is if it hits something, the position is going to be this. Okay, well, we could do it differently. We can do it differently. Give me a second. Grab this, move it out to here. This happens regardless, and if hit dot collider. So if there's a collider, it comes into contact with return true, otherwise it'll be returning false. Let's give ourselves a little space here. And application sparing, yeah, we're going to, that should work better now. Okay, let's try this again. if I go here, it has not moved once again. Interesting. So it is detecting it. It's just, it's not moving. Okay. So it might have been working earlier. Aha. I just saw my error. Alrighty. Equals, let's do this differently. Yeah. Okay. I just saw what I did here. So if this, if it's in a collision, we're going to do that. And otherwise, we're going to do the other one. So this, this. We could just remove that altogether. So if it sees a collision, we're going to move it to the point. Otherwise, we're going to leave it to the offset. All right. Instead of trying to do both at the same time. Here we go. Give it a little thing over here. And if I move and hide behind this. All right. Oh. It is freaking out right now. I have no idea why it's going over there. I'm sorry for the epileptic seizures I'm giving people. Wait, what game is this? Where are the verdant anime fields? Love a ternary operator. Okay. Hey Kyle. Yeah. So since I moved to the new house, I have my work computer in one room, and I have my home computer in another room. And to be able to continue on the VR projects, I would have to constantly move my VR headset from one room to another. One day in the future, we're going to set ourselves up properly to have like one room for VR and figure something out, but that's not in the near future. I don't know when, if that'll happen, to be honest. So,
Subscribe and donate.
I'll subscribe and donate. Yeah, thank you, Vero. That's that's perfect. Yeah, perfect timing. No, but so I decided I was gonna start on another project that I had in the back of my mind for a long time. It's the one that actually you had made the little kind of elf Dobby creature for me way back when. So I brought that back to life, and I'm working on that now. It's going to be kind of a puzzle stealth game in the vein of the Untitled Goose game. That's where we're going with it. So the verdant fields of anime they still exist. I don't think I'll be working on the VR project on stream anymore. It's just too complicated. Right. So back to this. I was able to get him to move there, and the camera went absolutely crazy. Right, so let me just check if I overcomplicated this. Right here. Put this back here. And it's gonna freak out. Absolutely fine. It can do that. Just give me a second. I saved while playing. That's not safe. Okay. So if I move over here now, yeah, it goes crazy again. So it was working. I just realized that should be giving me the same thing. Huh. It's acting very strange. Let me actually, before I make myself sick. Okay. So, main camera, I have a line here, and it does pass through this. Okay, let's shelve this for now. Come back over here. And what am I doing for this? I'm going from here to here. It does math infinity, and somehow it doesn't... Okay. That's a little bizarre. So, position... Check collision. Okay. So it's using the current position. I think I see what's happening. So because I moved it, the current position is fine and it just moves it around, which is not what I want. I want it to check compared to the offset. And that should always be at the same place, I think. Let's find out together. Put this back over here. That should run a little bit better. Here we go. Okay, and as we move this here... Aha! There we go. That's what I expected to see. That not so much, but... So yeah, as I move this over here, the camera kind of ducks in and comes in closer. Very cool. Okay, I'm happy to see that. All right, I'm looking at the time. It is almost 9 o'clock. So let's just clean up what we have right now. I think it's a pretty good start, if I'm honest here. Because we have a character, we can move him around. The controls aren't perfect. It makes more sense on keyboard than it does on the controller here. It's actually really clunky on the controller. Oh, very, very clunky. Okay, it works on keyboard quite well though. We also have something for the camera. So when it hides, it kind of zooms in here. I like this. I like this a lot. Cool. Let us create a new place on the player, a new empty. We're just gonna call it look at cam focus. You know what? Cam focus is a good name. And we're going to move that up to approximately its head. Something like that. And what we're also going to do is have the camera always try to look at this point instead of that point. We're also going to change this, so cam focus, follow point. Here we go. Oh, this works actually. This works. Give it a save. There we go. And if we go over here and start hiding, we do that, and we come out and we start poking out. That works. Okay. The next thing I want to check up on though is, so currently I was doing that in game. Can I do it over here? You see, it's still doing a green line here. It shouldn't be though. It shouldn't be. Okay. Let's give it a save, come back over here. And let's see if I can tell it to do updates all the time. So Unity update in editor? The heck? Unity update in editor. Okay. Execute edit mode. How do you force update in editor mode? Okay. I kind of want it to play no matter what. So let's see, docs. Okay, execute always and simplify. update calls that I might be able to use. Execute in edit mode. Nice. Tank controls, some people like it. Magic. Thank you, Kyle. Here we go. There's also execute always, because execute in edit mode, they changed it to execute always. Yeah. Makes instances of script always execute both parts in play mode when editing. Okay, so this is also being done here. I don't know if I could do that for update though. So let's give it a check. This. Is it at least turning red? It is not. Okay. It's gonna go above start. It's gonna go above start. Okay. Or above the class, maybe. Okay. It does it for the whole script. Oh. Okay. Let's get. Yeah, you're right. It's above the class. Okay. Sure. All right. Let's put this up here. Execute always. Not here. That means I don't need this at all. I'll just have it run an update. And this should just add in. Okay. Won't this mess up though? I think so. Sure. Let's take a look. Player, main camera, and move it over here, and bloop. Look at this. Oh. Okay. This is cool. Oh, I'm missing more messages. It's gonna go above start or above the class. Maybe it does it for the whole script. It's fine to keep the under. It's fine, but look, because I'm using the update, I'm actually also getting the camera movement or position change. And I love that. I'm leaving that in. I'm going to change a little bit how it works though. Oops, I just hit the mic. Main camera. Let me just put it on cam focus for a second. Oh, because I did that once, it's going to keep doing it. Okay. I said I was going to stop at 9, and like I'm about to. I'm all excited now. All excited. Let's have like just another serialized field rather. Float. I'm going to call this distance. Cam distance? Sure. Cam distance. Follow point. And we're going to change the offset. The offset is not what we're going for here. I'm probably going to break a few things. Yep, I use execute always on almost all my scripts because I'm too impatient to enter play mode. Nice. Fair enough. Okay, position. Otherwise it's that position. Okay, I'm going to have this is on the camera, so transform dot look at, yes. Follow point dot position, and world up. We want or do we want world up? Okay, so vector 3 dot up. So it's going to look at that, and then it's going to do that position plus plus transform dot forward. This might be pushing it. Times distance. Cam distance. Oh, I may have screwed it up here. You can keep offset. Do math fmin. Cam distance offset. Yeah. Vector 3 actually, never mind. I'm going to do it this way. Maybe not this way, this might fail. But essentially I want to get rid of the offset because I don't want to... Offset was being chosen at start, and I don't want that. I just want it to always be at the same distance away from whatever. So cam distance equals, say 5. Here we go. Let's see how badly I messed it up now. I may have completely broken it. Okay. Player. Oh yeah, that shouldn't be on that at all. Okay. Cam focus, cam distance, make that 5. There we go. This, and we can move this over here. Okay, it is freaking the heck out. But it kind of works. And I'm confused as to why, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Forward. Negative. There we go. Maybe that's my issue. I wanted to... Oh. Okay. Here we go. It took a little doing, but I got it to the right place. I can kind of do one of these, maybe? And then we could move that up to 10, maybe? Here we go. And now if I take my player and I move it, look at this. Okay, there's some weirdness, but it is mostly kind of sort of working. Okay. Let's see, let's move that down. Or up. It's trying to look at it all the time. So that means when the player moves like side to side, it's still looking at it, and that's not quite what we want. We want it to keep its rotation. We just want it to look at it in the... Which rotation is this? X rotation. Okay, we want it to look in the X rotation. Is there a look at? Up. Look at. Rotates the transform so that the forward vector points at world position. Okay. What other things do we have in here? So we have target, world position, target, and then world up. We could do it. Oh, we could do it to just transform. I don't think that'll make any difference, but let's take a look. I might also take the up of this. We'll see. Okay, so player, and now if I'm moving this here, yeah, it's not quite what I want. Also, the camera went crazy here. Okay. I'm going to take what you said and I'm just going to fix it. So instead of having, we're going to keep the look at, but instead of using the distance, we're going to use an offset. Right over here. And the offset is going to equal new vector 3. Gotta dive into Quaternion lands. Oh, this is the same as a door rotation, limiting rotations. No, we're not going back there. Okay, so offset X, Y, and Z. It's gonna be a very fixed position in the world. So let's have like 0, 0, 0 to start with. Get rid of this. And it's gonna be that plus offset. It's always going to be at the same place, and it's always going to be looking at it, so we're fine. We're fine. X, Y, Z. I don't know. Let's test it directly here. This should put it in a very weird position, like in it. No. Oh, okay, we have an offset. All right, so if I move this now, okay, this looks more like what I was trying to achieve. Okay. Somehow I failed my task successfully, and it just took the settings that I had. Okay, well, great. Is there anything that I put that I no longer need? I don't need to start. Let's get rid of the start. Update. Look at. That seems fine. Is there any variables that I'm creating in here over and over and over? It doesn't look like it. No. Gizmos colors. I'm referring to things, but I'm not creating anything. So I think I'm good. Okay. Let's go back here for a second. Oh. Ooh. See, it's going smoothly here. It's the camera that's like freaking out. It's past 9. But is it working? Yeah. Yeah, it works. What I'm going to do, I'm actually not 100% sure why it's doing that. No. If there's any collisions, do that. Otherwise, take the position and add the offset that doesn't change. It's a bit weird actually, but it's like just doing that. Okay. It will smooth a bit, but camera jitters are forever, yeah. Well, what I was just thinking, and like what I just thought is going to be something for another evening, but what I can do is have the camera lerp to that position. So instead of having like the transform position here, I'm going to have it have a target position. Let's say it's going to be work for another night, right? We all know that I'm lying. Private vector 3 target pause. Okay. And target pause is going to be updated all the time. And then we are going to attempt to have transform dot position equal, I think I could do this like mathf lerp. From A, so the current position, transform position, of course, transform dot position, 2p, so target position. All right, gotta go. Have a good evening. See you later, Etienne. thank you for joining. And I'm just gonna do time dot delta time. Is that not a float? It is a float. Target pause. Oh, of course. So vector 3.lerp. I think that'll work. It might not work. I played around with this a lot in the past, and I've just, every time I've done this, I've forgotten after how to do this. Oh. Look at this. The camera kind of catches up after. It needs to go faster. Okay. Thing is, I don't think this should have worked, but let's just do this, like times 10. Just make it go faster. Right? Okay, now it looks like it's following almost perfectly. And if I put this over here, bloop. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, there is some slight amount of jittering though, nonetheless. That will work. It's a common thing. Yeah. It's pretty good though. I think for tonight we can stop it here. And yeah, we have a basic movement that works both on keyboard and in on controller, on Xbox controller. Oh, I need to fix the jittering though. However, it may never truly reach a static position since it's always moving a tiny fractional amount. Yeah. I'll come back to this. It is now almost 9:15, so I think this is where we're going to stop it for tonight. Let's just click on pause. We can take the player now. We can move it over here and like just live. I love this. Yeah, there's a little bit of jittering, but it works really well. So this little trick, for lack of a better word, that I got from Unreal, I kind of like. I like it quite a bit actually. We'll figure out how to fix that though. Here we go. It's just, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good, cool idea. Oof. All right, give it a save. Project settings. Not what I was looking for. Window. Plastic SCM. Bring this over here. And sure. I'm not sure what I did there, but I'll check it in. And added in player controller basics and cam movement stuff. Very, very well explained. Perfect. Good stuff. Are you excited about Apple Vision? I heard a little bit about it. New headset. Not enough to be excited or like turned off of it. So
they're gonna sell the head strap separately.
They're gonna sell the head strap separately.
Yeah.
If that's true.
It's true.
Okay, then it's just lost me. Of course, Apple would do that. All right. Well. I mean, it looks any new VR stuff is pretty cool, but I'll take a look and I'll get back to you on that. But for tonight, this is where I'm going to leave it. So, thank you for joining. Thank you, Etienne, as well for joining, And to anyone else listening to this at a later date, thanks for dropping by. It's crazy on top of the $3,500 headset. Yeah, well, it's Apple. It's what they do.
Right.
Anyway, I'm going to leave it here for tonight. So,